Welcome to Dark News.
Dark News.
Dark News.
Oh, shit.
They'll never know what it means to have a private moment to themselves.
BBC posted their first article about Silk Road and Tor. Oh, I don't have to go to the street corner and get shot?
I think Bitcoin means 1,000 Silk Roads.
This is a show about cryptocurrencies,
anonymity,
and uncensorship.
Welcome to Dark News number 030 for October the 21st of 2014. I am your host of Dark News, Kristov Atlas, and today we'll take a look at the latest cryptocurrency and dark market prices and see what's been going on with a few cryptocurrencies like Anoncoin. If you are enjoying this episode, please do send your support to the show. You can send Bitcoins or Dogecoins or Darkcoins to the tip addresses on your screen. And there's a few other cryptocurrency tip addresses that are in the video description below as well. If you have any questions that you'd like to have answered on the show, you can send your questions in to the show through Twitter, either at Dark News Show or using the hashtag Dark News on Twitter. Viewer of the show at Trolls Royce on Twitter asked us to add Shadowcoin or Shadow Cash as it's better named. So let's dig into the market prices for this week. So here are the prices for the last 2 weeks since last episode. We've seen precious metals and cryptocurrencies combined raised by about 3%, from $6.88 trillion to $7.11 trillion. Cryptocurrencies in particular have had a positive couple of weeks, going up from $4.96 billion to $5.77 in market cap overall. That's about a 16% gain. Silver and gold both up 2% and 3% respectively in the last couple of weeks, and Bitcoin up almost 18%. Darkcoin down 6%, slipped from number 8 in the cryptocurrency rankings to number 9. Monero, a small gain of 2% and still at number 14. BitcoinDark slipped from number 13 above Monero to below at number 17, about a 30% loss. We'll take a look at the chart for BitcoinDark in just a moment. Positive couple weeks for Bitcoin overall, about 18% gain, and still number 21, just below it number 22, XCurrency down just about 8%. Anoncoin, we'll talk about that in just a moment. A nearly 60% loss, dropping from 75 cents to 30 cents on the dollar per Anoncoin, and dropping from number 32 to number 60. We'll talk about Shadow Cash in just a moment, but it's sitting at number 66 right now and valued at about 7 cents per Shadow Cash unit currently. Cloakcoin, much like Anoncoin, also had a rough couple of weeks, dropping from number 92 to number 123 in the rankings, and losing about 52%, continuing a steady decline in value for Cloakcoin. 22 LR rounds no longer on sale, now at 7 cents per round, and 18 cents per 9mm, and 20 cents per 7.62 by 39. So first, let's talk about Shadowcoin, which is a new currency that we're adding to this tracker. So here are some of the basic specifics of Shadowcoin. The block time is around 60 seconds and difficulty retargeted at each new block in the Shadowcoin blockchain. Each block yields about 400 Shadowcoin until the proof of stake stage has been reached. During the proof of stake phase, the people who hold stake for a minimum of 8 hours will receive interest coming out to about a 2% annual inflation rate overall. And the developers claim that when the proof of stake stage begins, transaction times are going to be nearly instant. Now, the feature of Shadow Cash that I'm the most interested in is their privacy technology, which they call Shadow Send. It's a dual key stealth address, which they hope to layer in with ZK snarks. ZK snarks are this cryptographic technology that has been getting integrated into Zero Cash. ZK standing for zero knowledge. So it sounds like they have a novel approach to privacy technology, and I'm looking forward to learning more about exactly how Shadow Send works in the coming weeks. Now, as I said before, I think it would be helpful to take a look at some of the trends for a few of these charts. So let's start off with BitcoinDark. So over the last 30 days, it seems like it's been a pretty steady decline for BitcoinDark, starting from a $7 million market cap in mid-September, going down to a just above $3 million market cap in late October. Why has BitcoinDark's market cap been going down so steadily? Well, it's not a community that I track very closely, but my first impression of BitcoinDark certainly was that the privacy technology still had a lot of development to take place in order for it to be truly successful, because a lot of it revolves around, it's only really useful, this original design, when people trust each other. And kind of the point of the blockchain and cryptocurrency technologies is to not require that trust. And so I think there are some significant limitations on the BitcoinDark design that I haven't seen overcome. And rather than seeing them focus on improving those limitations, what I've seen from them instead is these kind of grand goals for the currency around integrating other currencies into their currency and setting up this intercurrency network and so forth. And really, for me as a speculator, I would prefer to see them really improving their privacy technology in particular, and not trying to get into these BitcoinDark 2.0 technologies, so to speak. Cloakcoin also in a pretty steady decline, with the exception of early October. Started out about a month ago around $450,000 total market cap, not very high, and now sitting below $150,000. So Cloakcoin, the price is pretty rough right now, and there's no clear upturn in sight for Cloakcoin, unfortunately. For me, the big story of the last week was Anoncoin. So as you can see, about a month ago, it was sitting not too much higher than it is right now, maybe around $750,000 in market cap. And that shot up in mid-October to almost $2 million. People were feeling pretty hopeful that the zero coin technology that the main developer of Anoncoin, who goes by the pseudonym Gnosis, was going to be delivering that technology soon. Due to some news around that, the price has since declined to just around $500,000. Now, a big part of that news was this post from Gnosis on October 19th. This was posted in the Bitcoin Talk forum in the official thread for Anoncoin. The developer said he underestimated the scope of the project and set too ambitious of a schedule for it. And he's estimating that it will be ready in about 2 to 3 months, in contradiction to the estimates that he's given in the past. And I think this response from one of the Bitcoin Talk forum members kind of encapsulates overall the response to this news. This is from Anonymous XX1, and he or she wrote, "This is fucked up. From an assured October 15th testnet deployment to a week delay to a 2 to 3 month delay. There's really nothing I can say. Very weird way of acting." And then he goes on to compare this kind of schedule creep with his experience of the Darkcoin community. He said, "I always felt assured that Evan would pull through with results. He has his real name and face out there since day one and has been delivering actual results on a consistent basis. With Gnosis, it feels like he can just walk away from this stuff if he decides to, and no one can hold him accountable for it." And so I think that that kind of encapsulates some of the experience of speculators in this Anoncoin currency that have some real fears that what's being promised will not be delivered. It's always been a risky proposition, of course, but I think that speculators have been making the assessment that there was a lot of potential upshot if the developer delivered on his promises. Now, I will say that there's still a chance that Gnosis will deliver what he said he's going to deliver in 2 to 3 months. And so it could be that for speculators in particular, that right now the price of the coin has a very good risk to reward ratio compared to earlier in the month. The price is much more appealing to buy into. And he hasn't said that he's abandoning it or anything like that, but it has been this repetition of coming up with scheduled dates, estimations, not delivering on them, and one could say not really acknowledging the fact that he hasn't been delivering repeatedly on these scheduled dates. So that's the story for Anoncoin. Let's just take a look at some of the higher altcoins in terms of market cap right now. Over the last 2 weeks, most of these have been in a slight decline, despite Bitcoin going up a bit. The two major exceptions to this have been Counterparty. I think they're still receiving some very positive press around their involvement with the Overstock Corporation. And another exception has been a new upstart called Nubits. I don't know too much about Nubits, but it certainly has gained quite a bit of market cap in the last 2 weeks. So it's something to keep an eye on for those currency speculators. So that's going to do us for this week. Thank you very much for tuning in. Again, if you have any questions, please feel to send them in through Twitter @DarkNewsShow or using the hashtag DarkNews. And until next week, I hope you have a very dark week and a very successful week in the markets.